and welcome to Obla Air, a Learn English radio series from the British Council. I'm Joan Walker.
And I'm David Evans.
And in this series we aim to improve your English language skills with the help of a drama about a budget airline.
And today we come to the final episode in our story, Birdsong.
Last time we heard that the captain was in despair because Obla Air had lost the chance to be the partner airline for a new hotel development. It meant that they would now be facing some very tough competition. They realised that their only hope was to stop the hotel development from going ahead. And that's when Pavi had an idea that might save the situation. Here's what she said.
It's just that... Well, I've got an idea. You know Felix, the birdwatcher?
Yes, of course I do. He was the one leading the protest just now, wasn't he? Throwing eggs at Mr. McKendry. He's the one who got us into this mess.
Oh, if I get my hands on him, I'll teach him a lesson.
Well, he told me that he'd spotted a rare bird on West Beach. He said it was an endangered species.
Sorry, Pavi. What has this got to do with us?
Oh, wait a minute, Vinny. Let her finish.
I just wondered whether that might make a more interesting story. You know, rare bird threatened by new hotel development. People like to read that kind of thing.
Yes, they do. You know what, Pavi? That might actually work.
Well, it's worth a try, isn't it? Shall I go and talk to Felix?
Yes, you do that. And meanwhile, Vinny and I will make some phone calls.
So Pavi thinks that the media might be interested in a story about a rare bird that might disappear completely because of the hotel development. And our first scene starts with Pavi looking for Felix the birdwatcher on West Beach. When she finds him, she says,
I've been looking everywhere for you. Where have you been?
And my first question today is, where has Felix been? He also says that he has been asked to do something. What has he been asked to do? Pavi then tells him about her idea to save West Beach. She says,
You remember you showed me that rare bird. You said it was an endangered species.
And she continues,
We think it would make a good story for the media.
Felix agrees that it would make a good story, but asks,
How would we get a story like this into the newspapers?
Pavi explains that the captain has got contacts who could help. And my last question for you is, what is Felix's reaction when he hears about the captain's role in this? Let's listen and find out.
Felix! Felix!
Oh, it's you.
I've been looking for you everywhere. Where have you been?
At the police station.
The police station?
Yeah, I was arrested for throwing eggs.
What? Oh, well, you deserved it. I got completely covered in egg thanks to you. It was disgusting.
Great. Thanks for your sympathy.
Well, it was disgusting.
They say they won't press charges as long as I take the next flight home.
But that's the day after tomorrow.
Yep. Guess I better buy a ticket.
Oh, I'm sorry. You like it here, don't you?
Yeah, I love it. And when I come back, if I come back, this will all have gone, won't it? This beach, changed forever. There'll be a huge hotel with bars and restaurants and swimming pools and tennis courts. It's such a shame.
Well, actually, this is why I've come to see you. Maybe there is still something we can do to stop them. You remember you showed me that rare bird? You said it was an endangered species.
Yeah?
I wondered whether you could give us some more information about it. You see, we think it would make a good story for the media.
Well, yes, it would make a good story. It'd be something a bit different. But how would we get a story like this into the newspapers?
Oh, the captain's got contacts.
The captain? Oh, he's changed his tune, hasn't he? A few hours ago, he was all in favour of this new hotel when he thought he could make some money out of it.
Felix, that's not fair. He was never really in favour of it. It's just that, well, sometimes things are just a bit more complicated than they seem.
So just because he didn't get the deal to be the partner airline, he suddenly changed sides?
Yes, Felix, listen. Do you want to save West Beach or not?
So, where has Felix been?
At the police station.
He explains,
I was arrested for throwing eggs.
That was something that happened at the protest we heard a couple of programmes ago. And as a result of his arrest, what does Felix have to do? He tells Pavi,
They say they won't press charges as long as I take the next flight home.
They won't press charges means they won't take him to a court of law, but only if he leaves the country as soon as possible. Felix is obviously sad to go because, he says,
And when I come back, if I come back, this will all have gone, won't it? This beach, changed forever.
Pavy then tells him about her idea for the story about the rare bird. Felix likes the idea until he finds out the captain is involved. He says,
He's changed his tune, has he?
and that expression means he's changed his opinion. Felix continues,
A few hours ago, he was all in favour of this new hotel, when he thought he could make some money out of it.
It's a fair point, but Pavy tries to defend the captain, saying,
Sometimes things are just a bit more complicated than they seem.
So will Felix help them to save West Beach from the developers? We'll find out in just a moment.
You're listening to Obla Air, a Learn English radio series brought to you by the British Council.
The next scene takes place in the Obla Air office. When the captain comes in, Pavy says to him,
Have you seen the newspaper?
and what does the headline in the newspaper say? A few moments later, Felix comes into the office. And what news does he bring? And one more question for you. At the end of the scene, the office has another visitor. Who is it? Let's find out.
Oh, Captain, have you seen the newspaper? Look at this. Where is it? Page 12, yes.
Hotel development threatens rare bird with extinction. Oh, this is incredible. There has been an outcry over plans to build a luxury hotel on Freeport's West Beach. It has been discovered that the beach is home to an extremely rare species of bird which may be facing extinction if the development goes ahead. Leading ornithologist Felix Palomero says it would be a tragedy if this development were to go ahead.
Oh, well done, Pavy. This is just what we wanted.
Just a moment, let me read you a bit more. The project has never had the support of local people. And I like this. They were furious when the popular local company Obla Air was refused partner airline status.
So, will it do any good?
Well, I hope so. Especially if some other newspapers pick up on it.
Look, just a moment. I'm checking it online. Oh, yes, look. Several other newspapers are running the story. Oh, Captain, there's loads of stuff here.
Hello?
Felix!
Have you seen the newspaper?
Yes, I have. Isn't it amazing? And I also heard there was going to be an announcement this morning. I thought you should know.
Will it be on television?
Switch it on, Pavy.
And we've just heard that developers have abandoned their plans to build a luxury hotel on Freeport's West Beach. The project has been strongly criticised by environmental activists and local people. And finally, football. Freeport went...
Well, how about that? We won! Woo, woo.
Oh, no, that bird's back.
Oh, look at her. It's the same one, isn't it? What are you doing here?
Do you want me to take her outside?
Oh, no, let us stay.
Yes, why not? I like a bit of birdsong.
Well, what headline does the captain read in the newspaper?
Hotel development threatens rare bird with extinction.
Extinction means that something no longer exists in the world. So the headline is saying that the new hotel could mean that this kind of bird will disappear forever. The captain then reads some more of the article and comes to a part he particularly likes.
The project has never had the support of local people. They were furious when the popular local company Obla Air was refused partner airline status.
And then Felix comes into the office. And what news does he bring? He says,
I heard there was going to be an announcement this morning.
and so they switch on the TV and they listen to this.
And we've just heard that developers have abandoned their plans to build a luxury hotel on Freeport's West Beach.
So West Beach has been saved, and Obla Air will stay in business for a while longer at least. And I had one more question for you. Who is the visitor to the Obler Air office at the end of the scene?
The bird.
Yes, it's the bird who flew into the office at the very start of the story. Felix says,
Do you want me to take her outside?
but Betsy replies,
No, let her stay.
and the captain agrees, saying,
Why not? I like a bit of birdsong.
This is Obler Air, a Learn English radio series brought to you by the British Council. And don't forget that you can find more resources to help you learn English at learnenglish.britishcouncil.org.
That's learnenglish.britishcouncil.org.
And before we go, let's remind you of some of the key moments in the second half of our Obler Air story, Birdsong. Do you remember the scene on the plane bringing Mr. McHenry to Freeport?
Can you go back to your seat, please? Excuse me, can you sit down, please?
Can I just get past here?
No, I'm sorry, sir. The captain has switched on the fasten seatbelt sign.
I don't care what the captain has switched on. I need to change my seat.
Pavi, it's all right. This is important.
No, I'm sorry. This is a health and safety issue, sir. I must ask you to return to your seat immediately. Can you please sit?
Whoa! No, hey, what's going on? Whoa! Oh! That was my head.
Oh, well, if you'd sat down when I asked you.
Whoa!
Ow! And that was my head.
So Mr. McHenry arrived in Freeport in a bad mood. And his mood got even worse when he discovered the only way he could get to his press conference was on the back of Pavi's moped.
How are you going to get me to the press conference?
I can take you on my moped, if you like.
What?
Well, it's just an idea.
You have got to be joking.
I can weave in and out of the traffic, you see. We'll be there in no time.
You can't be serious.
Well, how else are you going to get there on time?
She's got a point, Mr. McHenry.
Come on, Mr. McHenry. There's no time to lose.
Are you serious? Oh, I can't believe this is happening.
And when they arrived at the press conference, they found a crowd of people protesting against the hotel development.
That's him, isn't it, over there?
Yes, it is. Up on the back of Pavi's moped.
You're joking. Oh, my word. Officer! Officer!
Yes, madam?
That's Mr. McHenry on that moped. Can you let him through?
Very well. Stand back, please. Stand back.
Oh, no. They've got eggs.
Stop that. Stop that. Hey, what's going on? Oh, what are you doing?
Don't throw eggs at me. I've got nothing to do with this.
So after so many things had gone wrong for Mr. McHenry, he decided that perhaps he didn't want to work with Obler Air after all.
So, after a great deal of consultation and much careful thought, we have decided that Freeport Sunshine City's partner airline will be Hartlaub Air.
What? What did he say?
That could have been very bad news for Obler Air. But as we've heard today, they managed to stop the new hotel development and, in the process, save West Beach and its rare birds.
And that brings us to the end of our story, Birdsong. You've been listening to Obler Air, a Learn English radio series brought to you by the British Council. And remember that you can find a range of resources for improving your English at learnenglish.britishcouncil.org. Until next time, from David Evans and me, Joan Walker,
Goodbye.
goodbye.